So I'm currently behind the wheel of the 2024 Genesis GV80 in the Prestige Signature trim, and I'm going to take some time to go through the interior of this thing. So starting as I normally do, from left to right. Over on the left, you've got your window switches, you've got your door locks right here, you've got your rear mirror adjust right here. Up and to the left, you've got 3 buttons, 2 of which are for driving presets, and then a button where you can set the driving preset. Then you got your door latch. Down and to the right, you've got a button which up and down toggles the brightness of the gauge cluster. You have the automatic engine off button, so you push this, the engine will not start and stop at red lights and things like that. You have traction control off. You've got a button for the rear hatch as well as a parking brake latch right here. Moving to the gauge cluster, it is a full crisp clear digital display. Depending on the settings you have, you can make it pretend to kind of have like a 3D depth view, which I currently have. I'm not sure how great it comes through on the camera, but it kind of simulates real, gauges. But there are multiple color schemes depending on what drive mode you're in. I will showcase how do you toggle the drive modes on the center console, but starting with snow, it's kind of white, eco, more of a blue hue. Comfort, kind of bluish, whitish. Sport, it's a little red there. Also, with something that will not really come through on the camera at all, when you go into sport, the seats will grab you, kind of hold you in place. And then custom, which you can customize to your needs in the infotainment display, which I'll showcase as well. You can also adjust and toggle a whole bunch of options in the center of the screen, and you do that over here on the right. So starting at the top, you have drive info, accumulated info, miles per hour, which I currently just let it sit on, attention level, tire pressures for all 4 corners, and you can also customize it as well. You also can cycle through different pages. So this is a compass screen. If you have a destination set, it will also display here as well. And then back to the one screen I had. So like I said, I've been kind of leaving it on the miles per hour screen. And the toggles over here on the right, so up and down if you're on a certain page, and then this is the page button right here. You have cruise control options on the right. Over on the left, you have your different volume controls, tuner knob, talk buttons as well, favorites button, mode. Give you a better look at the steering wheel. On the back of the steering wheel, you have paddles for shifting down and up your own gears. Tucked behind the steering wheel is the engine start stop button. And then you have the navigation display. So this is kind of the home screen, kind of screensaver screen, just showcasing the date, time, whatever you might be listening to, and kind of like a high level version of the maps over there. It is a touch screen, but there's also a toggle on the center console, which I will showcase. But basically you have map, navigation menu, Sirius XM, media, HD radio data, phone connected services, phone projection if you have Android Auto, Apple CarPlay enabled, it's kind of where it'll sit. Voice memo, setup, valet mode, Genesis Pay, seat, passenger talk, quiet mode, and climate controls. And then notification and manual on the end. So in setup, this is where you can kind of customize your drive modes that I showcase. So in the custom mode, you can adjust the powertrain, steering, suspension, and the all-wheel drive mode as well. I mean the all-wheel drive settings as well. But you can adjust everything to your liking here. Just cycle through so you can get some idea of the different options that you can adjust. Moving down from the infotainment, you have the HVAC system. So this in the center, it's all a touch screen with touch buttons. So for the heated and ventilated seats for the driver and the passenger, there's 3 levels for each of those. There's a heated steering wheel with 2 different levels as well. Up top across, you have kind of a quick selection to get in certain options that I showcased. So there's such as map, nav, favorites, radio, media, and setup. It'll kind of pop you immediately in those settings up top. Coming down from there, you have a little door which releases to showcase some USB plugs. One is for just connecting some media and one will just charge. This is a charging pad as well, and it'll showcase right there when you are charging, it'll illuminate. Push that again and it will disappear. Right here, this toggle is a volume control, and this is a tuner control too. You can kind of scroll it and it'll switch between different stations. You have back, home, menu button as well. This is a toggle for everything on the infotainment should you not reach with your hand, or you just want to go from one to the other. Coming back from there, there's the gear lever toggle. You have reverse, neutral, and drive. You just twist this, and then park is a button in the center. To the right of that, you have a door which reveals 2 cup holders. Coming back from there, you have a toggle in the center for the different drive modes. So you just twist this, and that's how the different modes are selected. You have a camera button, so pushing this give you a different view of around the vehicle. Pushing again, disappears. Parking sensors, all-wheel drive lock, hill ascent button as well, or descent button. This is center console. Push the button right here, we'll split in half. You have a little tray that can also be adjusted. In my opinion, probably fit about 6 cans of Coke, probably too high in here. I like to give the can measurement because that's what everybody would have. Moving to the passenger side, okay, glove box. Give you a look at the passenger door. The seats. Uniquely, the buttons for controlling the seats are also on the side of the seats, so that's pretty good for if you have somebody in the back and you need them to move the seat forward. They don't have to reach over completely over the seat to try to reach something down there. They can just do it right here from the back seat. But maybe if you have a passenger in front, they might not like that. Give you a look at the back. So the front and the first row and the second row get a sunroof. Now I'm going to jump in the back seat because a lot of my viewers have been asking to see it kind of from the view of the back seat. So here we go. So now we're in the back seat of the GV80. So if you're still watching, please leave a comment below right now. Just say back seat, just to let me know that you're a fan of just the hopping in the back seat of the video. This is going to be basically the first trial run of that. But in the back seat, both of the second rows get kind of their own mirror and light. Down in the center, they got their own HVAC controls, heated and ventilated seats as well. Then you got some plugs, so you have a old school plug right there, as well as 2 USBs hidden right there. Got 2 cup holders, kind of a hidden spot right here where you can put whatever you need. You have a charging pad for the rear as well. They get their own armrest. Not as much room as the front armrest. I would just say 4 cans of Coke are going to fit in here. And like I said, the buttons to move the seat, if I had a passenger that I'm pretty long leg, my knees kind of sitting right here. That's just because I'm driving and I like to put the seat back, but I can easily just adjust that seat from right here. Give you a better look at the vehicle from the second row. So back in the front seat, like I said, please leave a comment below. Just say the word back seat if you like the kind of the back seat portion of the video. Up top, you got your lighting controls as well as the sunroof controls. You have a sunglass holder right here as well. But that is basically the interior of the 2024 Genesis GV80 in the Prestige Signature trim. If there is an option or feature I didn't go in depth enough on and you have some questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below and I will answer them. Thanks for watching.